So today we're talking about soft light. As I mentioned, soft light is direct light that has been diffused. So it's harsh from the source, but then you put a diffuser in front of it and then it becomes nice and soft. Right now, we have a great example of that. Let me show you. We have the sun in the background that actually is a little bit diffused because we have a thin layer of clouds, but it's still casting fairly strong shadows on the floor. So we could almost call it harsh light. But the moment you step a little bit away and you stay in the shade of the straight tracks, you're actually in soft light. And that soft light is going to be awesome, especially if you're trying to do portraits, because if you're looking at my hand right now, we have a very, very small difference between actually the top side and the bottom side when I'm flipping it, which means we're not going to have like super strong shadows under the eyes. The traits of that person are not going to be accentuated, which for beauty portrait, as I mentioned, looks good. You can look at those photo examples where really soft light was beneficial to those photos. Now, how would you use soft light in a condition like that? Here it would be, for example, a great way if you wanted to take portraits of a model and using those leading lines, or you could actually use it also just to tell stories and keep it. But if I'm very honest, that spot is great with very harsh light, especially with those shadows. If you look at that shot with the kids jumping and playing basketball, it was at another time when I came when it was really direct. It worked perfectly because it increases the environment. It really shows through all the action that's happening. That's something you want to remember, and wherever you're walking, you want to kind of imagine what kind of shot you could be taking in that location. That's how I see things, and that's how really I go around my day trying to find those spots of light. Now, we're talking about natural soft light. Obviously, soft light can come from artificial sources. As I mentioned earlier, you just have to diffuse it, or the source just has to be far enough from your subject that the shadow you're looking at on the floor, right now there is barely any shadow, so that shadow would tell you already that you have soft light, and that can happen anywhere. So I highly encourage you, just go indoors and start looking at things around you. Try really to find all those pockets of light and see how you would use them for your own shots.